The richest place on planet Earth is the graveyard. And during this lockdown period, I began to think, what would you be remembered for if you were to drop down and die and lose your life today? So many people have held back from accomplishing their goals, their dreams, things that they've always wanted to do, thinking that they have time. But tomorrow is not yours to boastfully brag about. For the thing called death is definitely going to happen to all of us. And the time, you'll never know. I got to think about my life and to think about, what am I going to be remembered for? What have I done with my life? What impact have I made to my family, to my community, to my country, and at large to the world? This is a question you should ask yourself, and you should need to reflect on during this time, that as soon as things open up again, you're not going to be one who's going to hold back and put things aside and plan to do them another day, because time is not ours to brag about. I reflected on my life. I'm an entrepreneur. I like uplifting a lot of people. I like to do a lot of things, but I actually said to myself, I'm going to make it a point that I leave an impact to many people, that even long after I'm gone, people will still remember me. Let me ask you this question. I want you to think about this as you answer it. What do you think is the first thing that comes to people's minds when they hear your name? What's that one thing, or two things, or three things that people think about when they hear your name? Now that's something I want you to work on. I always say this. When I say Steve Jobs, automatically you think of a product. When I say Michael Jordan, Aliko Dangote, Mother Teresa, Jesus Christ. What about your name? What are you doing to make sure that your name is going to be like one of the greats I just mentioned? And this is ultimately a decision you need to make. And as soon as the world opens up again, it's your choice to be remembered. The richest place is the graveyard, and a lot of people are only going to be remembered by the tombstones with their names on. The names I mentioned will not need a tombstone. I can guarantee you that. If you think of Michael Jackson, if you think of Bob Marley, if you think of Oliver Mtukudzi, if you think of Strive Masiwa, if you think of Nelson Mandela, all these names carry weight because they did something with their lives that was worth living. I know I'm speaking to you because you have so much time to work on yourself right now. You can't say I'm too busy doing nothing. One thing I can tell you about all these people, they had a thing called discipline, and they wanted to be the best of the best of the best in whatever they did, and they had to sacrifice to create a habit which became a ritual, which became a life to them in becoming the best at what they are. And eventually that's why their names stand out. They sacrificed time, effort, and commitment for them to being the people that they ended up becoming. As for you, do not be a person who dies and is not remembered for anything. Do not be a person who just lives this planet without having accomplished anything. When God created you and I, He had a specific purpose and mandate for you to achieve. I don't think you were born to be average. I don't think you were born to be ordinary. But He gave us choices, and these choices are the thing that sets the ordinary from the great to the greatest. I want to be one of the greatest. I want to be somebody who impacts the whole wide world, not just my little village, community, country, nation, continent. I want to be somebody who the whole world is going to be like, he spoke into my life. And this is why I made a conscious decision to speak, to start this YouTube channel, to start this Facebook page, to start producing content so that people can see and hear and begin to take action with the words that will be coming out of my mouth. I made that conscious decision because I believe that's one of my purposes on this planet. I believe, yes, I'm an entrepreneur, I love business, but the greatest fulfillment I can ever get is to uplift other people, like you watching this video, to become a better version of yourself. My growing up wasn't the best. If you watch all the videos on YouTube and on my Facebook page, George Billionaire, you'll be able to tell a story about where I came from. And there's nothing else other than sheer hard work, commitment, and discipline to wanting to excel that made me become the person that I am. The greatest secret to success is having discipline, believing in yourself, and working hard. Anything else that you'll be told is not true. If you're disciplined, if you believe in yourself, and you work hard, I can guarantee you will achieve. But majority of people lack discipline. They lack the element of actually putting into action what they hear, which is the hard work. And they don't believe in themselves. They are scared of the unknown. They do not know what will happen if they fail. But to those who become great and those who become the greatest, they don't fear anything. They believe in themselves. It's better to die a great than to die ordinary. And I always say this everywhere I go, that if you had the ability to go to heaven and God were to play you a video of the life that you are supposed to be living, you will come down more motivated, energized, and provoked to work hard, especially from where you are today. I don't think you're living the best life that you could be. I don't care where you are on this planet, but I believe there's so much more potential in you to become a better and greater person. I believe there are more streams of income that you can actually do to become a greater person. I want to be a billionaire so bad because I grew up without a lot of things. I had to grow up, sleeping on the couch, and, we only had a 2-bedroom house. But I can't live a life that's ordinary for the rest of my life. I had to make a decision. And this is for you watching this video. Do not accept to live an ordinary life. The decision whether you will die full or die empty is up to you. And that means it's going to take a little more effort from you to do something different. We all know the saying, you can't do the exact same things and expect different results. If you want to come out of this whole life having become a far better person, the people who made it in life went the extra mile. The ordinary people are never remembered. They are the ones who fill the graveyard and make it the richest place. But the people who are remembered and the people who accomplish what is called success and wealth are the ones who put in the extra on their ordinary, and they became extraordinary. Very simple fact, but I promise you, until you get tired of being sick and tired of making excuses and blaming everybody else other than you, your life will not change. Remember, die empty and not full. Where you end up in life is not dependent on where you grew up. I love the quote that says, if you grew up in a poor family, it's up to you to make sure that you leave your family rich. And that's your decision. Don't just make excuses about being where you're at and not doing anything. Yo, it's your boy George Billionaire. God bless you, and especially you. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook, and watch the amazing videos that I've put together, especially for you. Peace.